freak you out.
But I think we're in a car ad.
Don't be ridiculous.
I think that you should have it.
We're in a Franks.
Okay.
This is your Western Vic Daily with Daniel Brewer for the 17th of November. Hayward Rural Health staff will travel to Sydney tomorrow for a special event recognising the impact of the Maggie Beer Foundation's Trainer Mentor program. Head chef Brad Forbes says he's thrilled to be taking part.
The event has really come forward due to our 12-month intensive training that we did with the Maggie Beer Foundation to help improve the food and the quality of the food that we provide residents in aged care. I've never been to Sydney before, so this is my first time going, and it's going to such a great event, so I'm very excited.
Southern Grampian Shire Council is set to carry out maintenance and install survey equipment aimed at enhancing safety at the Lake Hamilton Spillway. Emma Roberts reports.
Council will establish a monitoring system and undertake surveys to identify movement over the past 6 years within the immediate area of the spillway. In addition, grouting of the spillway and reed removal works will be undertaken. These works will include the establishment of a comprehensive monitoring system, CCTV inspection to survey underground services near the spillway and to report any changes. Southern Grampians Shire Council Mayor Dennis Heslin says these works are vital to improve the safety of this important community asset. Emma Roberts, Ace Radio.
Forest Fire Management Victoria is calling in firefighting vehicles from interstate as its own fleet of Unimogs undergo urgent repairs. Shadow Minister for Public Land Management, Melina Barth, says it's simply not good enough.
This is not good enough when we've got a government over the last 10 years that has not reduced fuel loads by only a fraction of what the Royal Commission had set as a target. So we've got a government that is ill prepared. But where is that risk felt? It's felt in the regions.
Glenelg Shire Council is hosting information sessions on the new tourism strategy. Tonight, representatives will be available from 5:30 to 7:30 at the CFA building in Nelson. Tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 7:30 at Casterton Town Hall, and on Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30 in the reception room at the council offices in Portland. More details are available on the council's Facebook page. The controversial emergency services tax came under fire in state parliament last week as a petition with more than 40,000 signatures, the largest ever received by the chamber, called for it to be scrapped. Member for Western Victoria, Joe McCracken, who led the push, says it's unfair to ask already struggling volunteers to pay more just to keep services in their community.
When people are already volunteering their time, the government think that they should now pay for that privilege. That's not just a slap in the face, that's a kick in the guts to every volunteer, every SES worker, every CFA volunteer, everyone who puts their hand up to serve their community. Why would they do it now when they're being asked to pay?
After a series of haystack and hayshed fires, the CFA is urging farmers to be especially vigilant around fire prevention. Pat Gordon reports.
Hay season has been in full swing across the state, with authorities urging farmers to make sure everything is in order to prevent fires. Between June 30, 2024 and the 1st of July 2025, CFA responded to 73 haystack and hayshed fires in regional areas. CFA Chief Officer Jason Heffernan reinforced that early preparation and proper storage are essential in reducing the risk of haystack fires. Pat Gordon, Ace Radio.
Melville Oval has been confirmed as a finalist for the 2025 AFL Victoria Best Community Football Facilities Project Award, along with 3 other facilities across the state. The award is held annually to recognise outstanding achievement in community football facility projects across Victoria, celebrating the people, clubs and other stakeholders behind the best initiatives. The winner will be announced at the end of the calendar year and put forward as Victoria's entry for the National AFL Ken Gannon Community Football Facilities Award. Danny O'Brien, leader of the Victorian Nationals, says the Allan Labor government's wasteful spending is putting neighbourhood houses at risk. He added that Neighbourhood Houses Victoria should receive better backing for the important role they play in their communities.
Our neighbourhood houses do such a great job and they support our communities, and it's very disappointing that they're not getting the funding support from the Allan Labor government. You can see when we've got heading for nearly $200 billion of debt and $29 million a day in interest on that, it makes it very hard for the state government then to support organisations like our neighbourhood houses. They deserve a better deal.
Southern Grampian Shire Council has appointed Lyons Architecture to develop the detailed design for the Hamilton Library, Community Hub and Civic Square. Emma Clark reports.
Following an extensive procurement process, Council have endorsed the preferred tenderer to deliver the next stage of design work for the landmark project. The contract, valued at $1.91 million, will progress the designs for the community hub and associated public spaces. Southern Grampian Shire Council Mayor Dennis Heslin said the project represents an exceptional opportunity to reshape the heart of Hamilton. Emma Clark, Ace Radio.
This month marks an important milestone for Greta of Hamilton, a proud social enterprise celebrating 50 years of offering meaningful work and connection for people with disability. Founded in 1975, Greta of Hamilton took inspiration from Canberra initiatives to provide a place where people with disability could learn skills, gain confidence and achieve independence throughout employment. This Friday, the organisation will host an open day with the community invited. The United Dairy Farmers of Victoria is calling on local dairy farmers to have their say at the upcoming AGM to support a return to accountability and farmer-focused governance at Dairy Australia. Pat Gordon has more.
United Dairy Farmers of Victoria is calling on farmers to remove the Australian Dairy Products Federation as a shareholder. UDV President Bernie Free said having the ADPF as a shareholder of Dairy Australia conflicts with the organisation's purpose to protect and make dairy farms profitable. The Australian dairy farmers have put forward a resolution to remove the ADPF as a Group B member of Dairy Australia. Mr Free said the UDV strongly supports the resolution and is urging all Victorian levy-paying dairy farmers to vote yes in favour of the reform. Pat Gordon, Ace Radio.
Glenelg Hopkins CMA is inviting interested locals to apply for roles on its community advisory groups. Two groups have positions available, with CEO Adam Bester noting they meet a couple of times a year.
One is for our Glenelg River Environmental Watering program, and the other one is a more general business activities right across the catchment. And for each of these community advisory groups, we're kind of seeking out members from right across our catchments, and they meet a couple of times a year.
The Nationals member for Lowen, Emma Keeley, is calling on the Allan Labor government to take a more practical approach to kangaroo management. Emma Roberts reports.
Ms Keeley's calls come after analysis showed a decline in the number of control measures being issued despite a booming kangaroo populations. Ms Keeley, the Shadow Minister for Agriculture, said many farmers applying for an authority to control wildlife permit were either knocked back or not given sufficient scope to control kangaroos on their property. At the same time, the number of tags issued to registered hunters through the kangaroo harvesting program has dropped significantly, compounding the issue for landholders. Ms Keeley said the current approach was wasteful, inconsistent and left farmers without viable options. Emma Roberts, Ace Radio.
Glenelg Shire Council will convene its annual statutory meeting this evening at the council chambers from 5:30. Councillors will select the mayor for the coming 12 months and confirm key governance arrangements for the year ahead. Community members are invited to attend in person and watch from the public gallery. A live stream will also be available, with the link posted to the council's Facebook page. A recent poll across 8 key renewable energy zones, including Western Victoria, have revealed that 2/3 of residents support the nation's shift to renewable energy. Farmers for Climate Action advisor Ellen Litchfield says they'll keep pushing.
Farmers for Climate Action will keep pushing for coal and gas billionaires to do their part, like the farmers are already doing. The important thing for Farmers for Climate Action is to make sure we keep listening to farmers, hearing their concerns, and also spreading the stories of the farmers that have found these clean energy projects as a really great opportunity and help them make their land more productive, having that weather-independent income.
Federal member for Wannon, Dan Teen, is urging Western Victorians to back local traders this Christmas. Mr Teen says choosing locals first is the best Christmas gift.
In the lead up to Christmas, please remember to support our wonderful small businesses. They're the engine room of employment right across Western Victoria, and they give back to our community like no one else does. So we have to make sure that we get behind them and do the right thing in the lead up to Christmas. So make sure when you're buying, buy locally, buy through your local small business.
More than 160 people gathered for the Southwest TAFEs Awards Night held in the Matilda Room at the Warrnambool Racing Club. Warrnambool's Hayley Amt was named Pure Student of the Year, while Hamilton's Bridget Garfoot received the Beauty Trainee Student of the Year honour. Hair, Beauty and Massage Education Manager Jade Muller says the event was a great chance to recognise students for their dedication throughout their training. At its recent meeting, Southern Grampian Shire Council approved the Hamilton Central Business District Road Safety Strategy 2025-35, outlining a plan for safer, more accessible streets in Hamilton CBD. Sam College reports.
Developed in collaboration with the Transport Accident Commission and the Department of Transport and Planning, the strategy aims to reduce serious injuries, prevent fatalities and enhance safety for everyone on the roads. The plan was informed by thorough local road safety audits and data analysis, which highlighted 19 recent casualty crashes. Mayor Dennis Hesland says the strategy reflects the Council's ongoing commitment to safer streets and the well-being of the community. Sam College, Ace Radio.
Following last night's meeting, Glenelg Shire Council have re-elected Karen Stevens as Mayor for 12 months. Mayor Stevens says it's been a good year and he's looking forward to the next period.
Sincerely thank Council for their trust in me to continue for another year. We've had a really good year cementing ourselves as a council, and it's a really positive council. It's a really stable council. We have a great CEO and a great team behind us that support us, and a great staff. So what a fabulous community we live in.
The VFF is calling on locals to pledge their support to grow and protect prime farmland by signing a new petition. Sam College has the story.
The campaign comes as productive agricultural lands face challenges across the state for competing land use, from the likes of housing estates, transmission corridors and large-scale energy projects. VFF President Brett Hoskins says they aren't asking for development to stop, instead for it to be planned with intelligence, respect and an eye to the future. He said the petition is designed to remind governments and decision makers that farmers are vital to our state's success. Sam College, Ace Radio.
As Western Victoria braces for another bushfire season, member for South West Coast Roma Britnell has expressed concerns when it comes to the failure to prepare by the state government. Miss Britnell says the bush is a tinderbox.
The bush is a tinderbox from the drought as we face another dangerous bushfire season. Yet the Allen Labor government has left communities exposed. Fuel loads are high, CFH fire trucks are decades old, and hundreds of forest fire management vehicles are broken and offline. The government has failed to meet even a third of the burn targets set after Black Saturday, leaving lives at risk.
More than $750,000 in Commonwealth funding has been awarded to the Multicultural Resilience Emergency Management Project in the Grampians through round 3 of the Disaster Ready Fund. Member for Wannon, Dan Tehan, says any assistance is appreciated.
We need to be doing everything we can when it comes to disaster management to ensure that all Australians know and understand what they need to do, to prepare for things like upcoming fire seasons, but also when disaster hits, where they need to go, who they need to call. So anything that helps with that is always welcome.
A new floating pontoon will be installed at the Bridgewater Lakes boat ramp. Victorian Fisheries Authority CEO Travis Dowling says it will make boarding vessels easier for crews.
The old timber jetty has reached the end of its life and is going to be replaced with a more accessible floating pontoon to make it easier to get your crew on board the boat. The asphalt car park is going to be reshedded to make for a smoother surface, and the existing boat ramp will be extended so there's better access when water levels are low.
Glen Thompson locals will soon be asked to weigh in on where upgraded public toilets should be built as Southern Grampian Shire Council prepares to launch community consultation. Tom Rohde reports.
Council has assessed 2 possible sites for the project, one located in Lions Park and another proposing upgrades to the War Memorial Building, which currently contains the Glen Thompson swimming pool facilities. Southern Grampian Shire Council Mayor Dennis Hesland said Glen Thompson residents will be invited to provide feedback to help identify the most suitable location to meet the community's needs. Concept plans and a cost estimate have been prepared for both proposals and can be viewed on the Council's website. Tom Rohde, Ace Radio.
Glenelg Shire Council are once again supporting the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign, running from the 25th of November through until the 10th of December. Luke Francis reports.
As part of the campaign, Council is again partnering with the Rotary-led Say No to Family Violence for the Walk Against Family Violence, taking part in both Casterton and Portland. The walk brings together residents, community organisations and businesses in a united stand against family violence. As part of the campaign, Council is also delivering a range of activities to raise awareness and strengthen community prevention efforts. Luke Francis, Ace Radio.
United Workers Union members at GrainCorp Portland are today taking strike action, causing significant disruptions to port activities and a warning of future disruptions to grain harvest shipping if the current dispute is not resolved. The members protested yesterday as well. According to a press release issued by the United Workers Union, the protracted negotiations have been stonewalled by GrainCorp, refusing to negotiate a fair pay rise and a workable rostering system. The United Workers Union has applied to the Fair Work Commission to assist with bargaining over the company's refusal to negotiate key claims. Member for Wannon, Dan Teen, is warning residents to be ready for the impending fire season. While most of Victoria are already in fire danger periods, Southern Grampians and Glenelg Shires are yet to have restrictions in force. Mr Teen says to be prepared as you can.
Make sure that you've got your fire plan in place. That's the absolute key. Start thinking about it now, because summer and Christmas is going to be on us before we know it. So now's the time to do that preparation, get your fire plan in place.
Australia Post have announced that commencing this weekend, they will be reintroducing temporary deliveries. Australia Post Executive General Manager Parcel, Post and E-commerce Services Gary Starr says they have employed more staff to help through the busiest time of the year.
We've brought on thousands of extra team members, expanded delivery options, including more self-service parcel lockers and extended trading hours at over 300 post office locations. Weekend deliveries are just one of the many ways Australia Post is stepping up to support our customers during the busiest time of the year.
Hayward Rural Health has been named one of 3 statewide finalists in the Premier's Small Health Service of the Year category at the 2025 Victorian Public Healthcare Awards. Emma Roberts reports.
The awards recognise health services that demonstrate excellence in care, innovation, strong governance and meaningful community partnerships. About 20 services entered the category, with Hayward Rural Health one of only 3 shortlisted for the top honour. The winner will be announced at the Victorian Public Healthcare Awards Gala Night in Melbourne on Wednesday the 26th of November. Emma Roberts, Ace Radio.
Westpac is keeping its doors open across Western Victoria, extending its moratorium on branch closures to 2030. The bank says it will also invest in rural events and community support. Westpac's CEO Anthony Miller spoke about the bank's challenges.
It's the same challenge for every bank everywhere in the world, and every offering they have is how do you combine the physical person-to-person offering element, how do you combine that with digital, how do you combine that with virtual? And so therefore, we're just sort of coming at it with a really open mind, which is, I just want to serve the customer where and how they'd like to be served, meet them where and how they'd like to be met.
In round 6 of the Hamilton District Cricket Association B grade, Grey Portland posted 3 for 209, with Cameron Harker scoring 63 to defeat Portland Tigers, who were restricted to 9 for 92 despite Mark Anderson's unbeaten 50. In the other match, Portland Colts reached 4 for 139, led by Scott Hamilton's 37, defeating South Portland on 5 for 137, with Troy Warburton contributing 63. A big crowd turned out for the Bet365 William Thompson Dunkeld Cup on Saturday, where La Zebra, trained by Emma Lee and David Brown and ridden by Will Gordon, claimed the victory. The gelding returned $3.20 for the win and $1.70 for the place, finishing ahead of Any Luck and Coco, with I Don't Get It running 4th. In Division 1 of Weekend Pennant Bowls Round 7, Memorial recorded a 68-51 win over Portland Blue. Portland Gold edged out Grangeburn 59-53. Hayward defeated Penshurst 62-52, and Hamilton claimed a 62-52 victory over Balmoral. Round 7 of Country Basketball League over the weekend saw mixed results for the Portland Coasters. In the men's competition, they went down to Mount Gambier Lakers 86-66, but bounced back at home on Sunday with a 101-95 win over the Horsham Hornets. In the women's competition, the Coasters narrowly lost to the Lakers 79-75 before claiming a strong home victory against Horsham 82-58. The Hamilton Golf Club recently held its women's Pinehurst event, attracting 40 players. The winners were Lynn Satchell and Jeanette Carmichael with a score of 72.75. Chantel Butcher and Robin Holcomb in second on 75.25. And Jen Hutton and Nettie Purvis claim third place with 75.75. Chris Rigby and Brian Kavanagh are the winners of the Grangeburn Singles Championship, which was held on Friday night. Brian defeated Stu Campbell 25 shots to 21 over 30 ends, while in the women's competition, Chris defeated Jules Pollock 27 to 17 over 28 ends. Chris and Brian will now represent the club at the Far Western Champion of Champions being held on the 18th of January. Local netball clubs are being urged to get behind a major bid to include the popular sport in the 2032 Brisbane Olympics. Former Australian Diamond captain and Netball Australia chair Liz Ellis is urging locals to sign the online pledge.
Netball is the lifeblood of so many local communities. People who want to see netball in the Olympics can go to netball.com.au and follow the links to back the bid.
The Hamilton Kangaroos Football Netball Club will hold its annual general meeting on Monday the 15th of December at Melville Oval Pavilion, getting underway from 6:30. The meeting will cover a number of items, including the presentation and adoption of the Chairman's report and the election of vacant office bearer positions. For more details, visit the club's Facebook page. The Hampden Football Netball League have announced the coaching appointments for the 2026 Junior Association Championships. The under-13 team will be coached by 2025 Koroit Open Premiership mentor Danielle McGurney. HFNL Games record holder Tracy Baker will step into the coaching ranks to take charge of the under-15 reserves team. Round 7 of midweek pennant bowls from Tuesday in Division 1, Hamilton 67 shots defeated Memorial 62. Haywood 69 had a big win against Balmoral 50, and Portland 70 defeated Grangeburn 48. In Division 2, Casterton went down to Portland Gold, Grangeburn defeated Coleraine, and Memorial were too strong for Macarthur. Weather permitting, round 6 of Hamilton District Cricket Association women's competition takes place tomorrow from 6. Tarrington take on Tahara at Tarrington Recreation Reserve, Viaduct versus Hamilton White at Viaduct Recreation Reserve, and Hamilton Blue versus Grampians at Kennedy Oval. It's the final home and away round in Country Basketball League over the weekend. Both Portland Coasters and Hamilton Hurricanes have double headers. The first is between both sides tomorrow at Portland, getting underway from 6, while on Sunday Hamilton heads across to Warrnambool to take on the Seahawks from 1, and the Coasters are at home taking on Colac Cookers from 3. Weather permitting, round 7 of Hamilton Cricket Association will take place. In A grade, another round of two-day matches get underway. Tirrandurra versus South Portland, Portland Colts versus Tahara, College are at home against Hamilton, Macarthur versus Grampians, Casterton District versus Portland Tigers, and Pigeon Ponds versus St Andrews, with the first ball bowled from 1. Round 8 of weekend pennant bowls in Division 1. Tonight it's Grangeburn versus Penshurst, getting underway from 6, while tomorrow from 1:15, Hamilton versus Portland Blue, Haywood take on Memorial, and Balmoral play host to Portland Gold. Meanwhile, in Division 2, Casterton versus Portland, Hamilton Yellow versus Memorial Blue, Macarthur versus Hamilton Green, and Memorial Red versus Coleraine. That's the latest in local news and sport.
Unleash your vehicle's power beyond limits. Discover our exclusive range of Yuasa automotive batteries, engineered for unparalleled reliability and performance to power your journey like never before. Battery World, power your passion.